Woo! Hey YouTube, this is Trepp again, and I'm going to bring you a special gameplay today. It's the championship round of an OU tournament. I think there was a field. It was a field of 32, so it's the final round, in which I bring my Sun team into play, and he brings his Sandstorm team. And it's actually a really good match. It's really close, and I'm not going to spoil anything. It's close, and you guys should watch that here in a minute. But bear with me. I'll provide a link of when the battle actually starts. But first, I'm going to talk about National Splurge Day, which was yesterday, the 18th, and really, it's all about splurging on yourself. It's treating yourself right. You work hard, you really do, and you take a little time for yourself, splurge, grab a soda, whatever, sit back, relax, enjoy this commentary. I'm gonna get right into it. The Aeron chair is the first thing they talk about, and it's all about making your butt comfortable. If you have a desk job, spend a lot of time in front of the computer, spend some good money on yourself, and get an Aeron chair. Apparently, it's really comfortable. The ultimate chair. The next thing is bed linens, which I can attest to. There's nothing quite like sleeping. You spend a third of your life sleeping, 8 hours a day. So, spend a little bit extra money. Make yourself as comfortable as possible during those 8 hours. You need good sleep. Don't go cheap on the bed linens. If you've ever been to a hotel, you know the experience at a hotel. It's not quite like being in your own bed, but it's pretty comfortable. Those are some really great. I mean, the clean sheets and the fluffy pillows. It's a great experience, really. So yeah, bed linens. Next is cosmetics, and I can also talk about this. If you see a girl wearing cheap makeup, I mean, it can be obvious, or cheap perfume, cheap makeup. It's pretty obvious. You don't go cheap on that stuff. You're trying to make yourself look good, and it just looks trashy. It really does. Toilet paper. TP does not stand for toilet paper. It's an inside joke between me and my roommate that I may go over later. I might actually bring him in to commentate over that as well. It has to do with competitive Call of Duty, which I'll just talk a little bit about later. But toilet paper, anyways, I covered toilet paper, the best toilet paper you can get to. You can actually see the article right over here. I covered that in my latest video before this one. The best toilet paper brands and exactly how they gauge that, and it's actually a good commentary with a good gameplay, so you should go check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go watch that video. And anyways, the next thing is razors and razor blades. That goes back to cosmetics. It's all about treating your face well. And don't go getting cheap razor blades just nick you up. I mean, you'll regret it for multiple reasons, including it's you can scar your face, whatever, but I mean, you still don't even look good. Tattoos are not cheap to begin with. I don't have any. I'm not big into tattoos. And you can see this kid, he got a bad tattoo there. He's gonna regret that later. We'll see what happens when he grows older, gets all wrinkly. But no, that's probably just a temporary tattoo. But if not, that's an interesting story. But yeah, tattoos, don't go cheap. I mean, if they look bad, you can't really redo them. You can get them removed, but it's painful, scars, whatever. I'm not huge into it. It's not cheap to begin with. Don't go cheap on tattoos, I guess. Major home improvement, clothing and shoes. Shoes and clothing. It's all about how you look and how long those clothing and shoes last. They need to be comfortable as well. They got to look good. And if you're going cheap on that stuff, then you're gonna regret it. So don't go cheap, and you want stuff that's gonna last long and look good and be comfortable, and look good and be comfortable. I mean, I repeat myself many times. I apologize. New multiplayer games. There's few experiences like going and waiting in line and then getting the copy of Call of Duty on the release night. Halo, whatever. There's few experiences like that. I did it this last year for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and getting on there for the first night. I mean, they do talk about being a proponent of buying the games when they are cheaper, waiting a little bit longer, but multiplayer is a little bit different because you want to get into it at the same time that everyone else does. and it's just an experience, is what it is. Talking about experiences, movies at the theater. There are a few experiences that you can recreate like a movie at a theater, watching it for the first time. Action movies and horror movies, they are the greatest in the movie theater. You can't pause them, you can't walk away. If you have to go to the bathroom, you're gonna miss something. So you gotta hold it in, buddy. You gotta tough it out, and you gotta make the most of that experience. It can be 10 to 15 bucks, whatever. It can be worth it. It really can, especially with really good movies. So yeah. So now I need to get into this gameplay. We're already 5.5 minutes in, so let's get right to it. I'm gonna play with the music off, actually. I lead with my Smurgle. The biggest thing that he does, he puts a Pokemon to sleep. That's rule number one. Rule number two, you set up hazards. So set up hazards. Ready, set, go. Ready, set. He brings in his Heatran to scare out my Smurgle. And I do want to counter that, so I bring in my Cresselia. He actually sets up a substitute, so I'm like, oh crap, this is a Heatran behind a substitute. Never a good thing. I father out my Smurgle. So yeah, especially with that Cresselia. Cresselia can't really do much. He only has one attacking move. I don't even think it would have broken the sub. So I have to bring in Victini to break the sub, and he's not going to want to stay in to lose his Heatran, so he switched out to Starmie. I went ahead and went for the Brick Break again, get some residual damage, and so then I have to bring in my Ninetales here. And he goes for the Hydro Pump. He gets a crit. I mean, luckily Ninetales survived. I mean, he's specially defensive bulky to begin with, and so I brought him in, and that hurts because this is a weather war, and I can't have my weather Pokemon all the way down to 6 already. I bring Cresselia to wall it. Starmie can't really do much of anything. I paralyze it, but he gets a natural cure, so it doesn't really matter anyways. He heals on the switch out. I go for the Ice Beam, which is alright. I mean, Cresselia's not really built to do a whole lot of damage. But I was trying to force the switch, and I bring in Ninetales. It's nice that the Hippowdon's asleep, because I can safely bring in Ninetales, and I don't have to worry about the Earthquake. Because he's asleep, he can't attack me. So then he brings his Heatran here, and I have my Staraptor to combat that, and close combat that, actually. And that takes it out quite easily. He brings in Hippowdon to set up the Sandstorm. I bring Ninetales right in. He goes for the Superpower with Statland, the Sand Rush ability, which is a very, very threatening moveset, but Rhyperior tanks that really well. He sets up the Stealth Rock, which is always important. He brings in a Leap. I wasn't even sure about this Pokemon, so I actually had to go and look up what the Pokemon was. It's either Rock Bug or Rock Grass. So I bring in Victini. He's going to take that V-Create 180 Stab plus Choice Band plus Sun Boost. Holy crap, this thing is a tank. Luckily he missed the Toxic there, so Victini is going to get at least one more hit on a Pokemon. But that was ridiculous. I mean, come on. How do you live that? And anyways, he brings Hippowdon, Ninetales immediate switch into Starmie. We've been seeing this all game long. And I stay in. I was expecting the prediction to my Cresselia, so I was like, alright, I'm going to go for a Solar Beam, trying to take out the Starmie. I was trying to make a move, and he goes for the Hydro Pump, the safe move, instead of Rapid Spinning. I thought he was going to Rapid Spin, and so I lose the Weather War. And so then I bring in I brought in my Staraptor, got a U-turn off, right in the Cresselia. Cresselia tanks this thing, and that Starmie is very nearly dead, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because my Ninetales is also gone. I now bring in Staraptor here. He's Toxic and the Sandstorm. I mean, he's Choice Scarfed here, but he's going to do a lot of damage. He got a U-turn off. I think I was expecting a switch, not wanting, but he's waiting for his Hippowdon to wake up. I am right here. This Rhyperior actually has Aqua Tail, so it's actually really useful when the sun is not up. That thing can do some damage. It doesn't hit 100% of the time, but it hits a lot of. I think it's 95%. Cresselia automatically walls the Starmie switch. Can't stay in with a Rhyperior. He will die. I go for the Thunder Wave, and I paralyze the Ferrothorn. I didn't even know he was going to switch into that. But then I bring in my Rhyperior. He Thunder Waves back, and I actually am immune to that, so that was a nice little move. I start Earthquaking him because I don't actually want. I wasn't sure if this Ferrothorn had Power Whip. It doesn't hit all the time. It's in the Sandstorm plus Paralyzed. There's a lot of things working towards that. But I can't stand. I need Rhyperior. You'll see. I need Rhyperior here. And so Ferrothorn is setting up the hazards. I was like, oh crap. I was praying that Victini would survive this switch in, but he doesn't. So Victini's done. This is not looking good for me. I only have 3 Pokemon left. He has 3 Pokemon left. Staraptor's toxic. He's gonna take some Iron Barbs from this Ferrothorn as well. Loose. Oh my gosh. There's just all kinds of things working against me. But because he didn't go for the Power Whip, he probably should have just gone for the Power Whip with my defense drop. I probably would have died. But anyways, I take him out right there. And now it's 3-2 in my favor, but Staraptor's basically dead. He's got Stoutland left, so he just revenge kills me real quick. Rhyperior is going to take a lot of damage. 22% is all that's left. He probably should just... Well, he was stuck on return, but he should have just gone for it. He brings in the Starmie to reset, and he stays on Crunch. I bring him down to 47%, so I can 2-hit KO him, and look at that. I live with 2%. There's no way Cristina would have lasted. I'm pretty sure he wasn't at full health. And that Stoutland does a lot of attacking damage. So I think I won this tournament on 2% from a Rhyperior. That bulky Rhyperior went to work, went to town is what I was about to say, and just tanked up and won that game for me with a couple of earthquakes. So yeah, go ahead and like and comment on this. Tell me what you want to see. I haven't, and I'm still open for suggestions. I'm still open for suggestions of what you want to see. I can keep posting these competitive gameplays. People seem to like those. And this was a very close game, and it was also in a tournament, so it's a good gameplay. Check out my other gameplays. Subscribe if you want to see more. But yeah, I'll check you guys later. Later.